Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Sunday and welcome back to Candle Review Sunday. That's what I'm calling it now. Anyway, today I have a review for you of Homeworx Orchard Nectar. And this is one of the 3-wick candles that is exclusive to Ulta. So this particular format is only available through Ulta. It is sold in stores. If you have an Ulta near you that sells these in store. Not every single Ulta does carry the Homeworx candles in stock. It honestly, I think, depends on the size of your store. Certain Ultas are obviously bigger than others. For example, I have a couple of Ultas within pretty close driving distance of my house. The one that is the closest is actually smaller than one that is a little further away, and the one that is a little further away is probably, I don't want to say twice the size, but it's significantly larger and it carries a lot more brands than my closer store does. So you can find these in store, but I am still that person that for the most part is still ordering Homeworx candles online. I haven't done it within the last couple of months, but I know that the new fall releases are going to hopefully drop in the next couple of weeks. And it usually takes my Ulta store that is a little bit further away a lot longer to get the candles in stock. So I still order online is the moral of the story. I'm still comfortable doing that because Ulta has always made it right for me in terms of shipping out replacements without a question, but I understand the inconvenience. So if you are one of those people that is very frustrated with Ulta's shipping department, if you have a store near you, this one should still be in stock. Like I said, this was released for the spring and summer for this year. Maybe I didn't say that. This was released with the tropical rum punch. There was, gosh, what were the other ones? The wild peony and the coconut margarita, those scents. So that's when this guy came out. I thought it was an interesting choice to release for the spring and summer because to me, this is much more of a fall related scent than it is anything else. This has quite a bit of apple in it. And I actually think this is another Homeworx candle repackaged, and you'll have to tell me your thoughts. I'll tell you what it is here in a second. But I just really thought this was an interesting choice to release for the spring and summer because I would have just released this during the fall. I think it's a more fall appropriate candle, which is why I'm starting to burn it now. I'm going in with my early apple scents, and so this is the one that I felt the most comfortable starting with. I guess it's the least quote unquote fall apple scent that I have, but it still is very much a fall release in my mind. So let me tell you guys the notes, and then let me tell you what I think this is a repackage of, at least for me. So the notes on here, and you can actually read them on the front, which I think is kind of nice to have them listed there. So they say, it's fruity and luscious, by the way, just in case you didn't know. So the notes are red apple, golden nectar, apple blossom, and orchard wood. You guys, I think this is just deliciously apple. I really do. I've had Deliciously Apple multiple times, at least 2, because it was released the first year that Homeworx came into existence. And I got a set of, I think, what did he have paired with the Deliciously Apple? I want to say it was hot cider donut. It was when Homeworx was starting out and they were still doing the one of each type of scent. And I want to say that Deliciously Apple was paired with hot cider donut. And I remember being really upset that hot cider donut wasn't available on its own because I didn't love the Deliciously Apple. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I loved hot cider donut. Luckily, I can get my hands on that now. But yeah, so I had it when it was first brought out, and then it was brought back in with that hobnail. It was in the red hobnail glass. Was it last fall or the year before? Oh my gosh, all the years are running together for me. I'm sorry, guys. I still think that like 1997 was like 10 years ago. So you really got to bear with me on timing stuff. Being an old lady is hard. Accepting that something was like more than 20 years ago is difficult for me at this point. But I really think this smells like Deliciously Apple. I cannot be alone in thinking that. The Deliciously Apple also had that apple blossom note, which is very distinct and to me gives it a perfumey scent. I know a lot of people really like Deliciously Apple. And like I said, I think it is nice. It is pleasant. But my beef with that one is that it's not just a straight up apple candle to my nose. The apple blossom comes across as perfumey to my nose. It really does. In terms of that golden nectar, there is obviously a sweetness to this. It's an apple scent, and it is a sweeter apple scent. I wouldn't actually call it red apple. It's more, I don't know, I feel like it's more of like a Macintosh style apple, but with a lot of like added sweetness to that Macintosh. That apple blossom, that like white floral note, that it's there. I totally smell it. And in terms of orchard wood, there's nothing about this that screams woodiness to me per se, but I do think, again, maybe that is that perfumey, part of that perfumey essence that I'm getting. I personally would like to see the blossom part taken out and to just kind of go with the flow of that like Macintosh golden nectar combo. I would have liked to have seen that instead of maybe just what to me smells like a repackage of Deliciously Apple. But all that being said, this is a really nice transitional scent. If you are wanting to use the month of August to really start working your way towards the fall, I think this is a great place to start. And this is readily available now. Obviously, I'll link it down below. You can get this at Ulta right now. The strength and the throw of this one is actually quite a bit more than the usual for these 3 wicks. I've shared with you guys multiple times that these particular candles, which are the Ulta exclusives, they don't do as well in my house. I buy them to review them and to, just see what they're all about. But these don't actually perform in my house the way that the Homeworx 4-wick candles do. They usually don't have enough oomph, but the strength and throw on this one is pretty darn decent. I would actually put the strength at about like a 6.5, and the throw is right around a 6.5 as well, but definitely noticeable. When I burn this, I get hints of it throughout most of the house. It has a little bit of trouble escaping from the dining room here, only because sometimes this room holds scents in really well. I think it depends on whether the air conditioning is going and creating that airflow around the house, or if we, have the windows open, or if I just have everything closed up and, we don't have either the heat or air conditioning going. That really does affect the strength and throw of certain scents in certain rooms, but this one does pretty decent no matter what the conditions are. So I like this. I would definitely recommend it if you like apple scents. I wouldn't expect this to have the same strength and throw as your 4 wicks per se, but I think that's also going to depend on the size of your home or your apartment. There's a difference between the strength and throw depending on the size of your house, and most of us know that, but just if you are newer to candle burning, something to keep in mind. The price point of these I think is pretty fair. They're $15. I still keep waiting for Ulta to come up with some kind of like special where you can get like 2 for $25 or something. They do have the 2 for $40 on the 4 wicks. So I had my fingers crossed for something similar. And by the way, these do fit into a candle crock. So if you are normally a crocker, I just made that term up. If you like to crock your candles instead of burning them, these absolutely fit. And quite frankly, by the time that I get to the halfway point with most of these, where I'm kind of done reviewing them for you guys, I will pop these in candle crocks and they do fantastic. They are even stronger once I put them in the crock. And that's the case for a lot of different candles from different companies. So it's not like some knock against Homeworx. It just is across the board. Sometimes there are certain scents or certain brands of candles that just do amazing in the crock. And this particular one does great. So again, I do plan on buying all of the new fall releases as soon as they are released on the Ulta website. So I hope to have those for you in the coming month or so. I do have my notifications on for those. So I'll be bringing you those particular reviews as well in the near future. Let me know if you have any questions about Orchard Nectar. Like I said, it's a pretty scent. It is perfumey to my nose. And if you are just purist when it comes to apple scents, you might be slightly annoyed by this one. But if you do like that apple blossom note and you picked it up in the Deliciously Apple before, it's present in here. So I don't know, maybe you just want to crock this while you burn your Deliciously Apple. No, I don't know. There you go. It's an option, right? Anyway, the lids, I think for these are worth pointing out again, because I just think they're really classic. And by the way, I have been using these as coasters as I'm finishing them up. So to give you guys a little tip, you can take this little part here off. You can also just leave it on. But if you buy those little sticky tabs or like felt things, you can put them on the bottom, like just 3. And then you totally can use these as coasters and they work fantastic. And you know, they're wood, so obviously over time they might warp a little bit. And you know, you can just recycle them at that point, or like we do, sometimes toss them in the fireplace. Since they're wood, they obviously burn. And again, take this part off. So little side tip there for you. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.